no longer in service.
Yeah.
YouTube, what is going on?
What's up, YouTube?
This is Connor. If you don't know Connor already and you watch my stuff, you're probably living under a rock. Connor just moved into this penthouse that we're filming this in.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. It's pretty surreal.
Unreal, you guys. And we're gonna get into the story of me and Connor, and of the whole entire journey, and of Connor's journey specifically. Connor was actually literally my first ever student, like my first ever actual student. And we actually used to work at the same bar that's right behind us.
Yeah, right underneath.
About 25 stories down, but it's behind us. I don't know, Connor, if you want to introduce yourself at all.
Yeah, well, I'm Connor. Yeah, like Hayden said, I was his first student. More than just student, I would say like my best friend right here.
Yeah, friend. No, dead ass though, friend.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into it. But
yeah, there's hella lore.
There's a lot of lore to be dropped here in this video. But dude, let's start from the beginning when we were both working as barbacks at the same nightclub.
Yeah.
And then I guess just talk about your life.
So yeah, I mean, we were both working at Varsity down there, working as barbacks. Hayden was there before me. I got hired, I think, I would say a year after you. And then, started working, I would say we were working together for about, I would say, 9 months and never said a word to each other. I think the only word is just go get me beers, go refill the ice chest.
Yeah, because Connor came in and worked at that bar before I did, so I had to tell him what to do sometimes. So it was more so
reverse. You were there before I was.
Or I was there before Connor was, so I had to tell him what to do sometimes. So the relationship, we didn't really talk. It was more so just hey bro, I need you to go grab this, or we need to do this, whatever it might be. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then we go in for one day for an inventory. It's just putting shit away. I see he has a Mountain Valley spring water bottle, and I was a big health freak, so I was yo, you watch Santa Cruz, Paul Saladino was yeah bro, do you? Dude, in there,
from there it was
it was raps. Dude.
It was raps. We were fucking homies from
homies from right then and there. And then we started lifting that muscle together, started running.
That's where it all fucking started.
Yeah, I did a fucking 15-mile run. I was
we did it, dude. We did a 10-mile run one night, right down here. This was when we were still broke. Joke, we were making $1,500
a month.
Literally making $1,500.
Not even, bro.
If that. And we would just do shit. We would go to the gym. We would work out. We'd always talk about making money. We'd always talk about we need to make it. We would always look up at this actual exact apartment.
Yeah. So believe it or not, there's a little patio area at that bar down there. And in my free time, I would just sit up there with him, and we just look up that place, and we just be damn, we need to find a way up there. We got to find a way to make money, live up there, have a nice life, and here we are.
Dude, we were going back to the run that we did. Dude, we did a 10-mile run, and 5 miles in, I looked at Connor. I was dude, I gotta take a shit, bro.
Oh. Yeah, we stopped at this CVS right across from my old place.
Dude, I don't know what was going on with me, but I had to take a shit. But that was kind of our life before. We were just
gym
college
rats.
Age, gym rats,
partying
18 to 20. We're partying a lot. We're hanging out with, drinking. We were at the club. And we did that for a while. But that's the reason why, Connor was one of my first students, because when I first started, getting into high-ticket sales and when I first started making money, he was the first person that I told, and I was yo, this is a serious opportunity, whatever it might be. So we probably worked together, and we were in that kind of gym rat, kind of just outcast, I want to make money era for a year.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I've been in that entrepreneurial mindset since high school. I've tried starting my own clothing brand in high school. That shit tanked. Tried doing crypto, just other shit, drop shipping. I was trying to find any avenue, but I never was able to get into it and like actually learn more about it.
Yeah. And same thing with me. Like I had done SMMA. I bought Iman's course when I first started, like right when I had left high school, and I was trying to build that while I was still at the club. And then, you know, we lived that kind of life for like about a year, and that was just like our kind of relationship. And then I finally started getting into high ticket sales seriously, and I invested into my first mentor, and I started making like some real money. And I started taking some time off of shifts. I started going to work a little bit less. Do you want to touch on that at all?
Yeah, so like he was like doing his thing with high ticket sales, and like he was starting to come to work less and less, and I was like, damn, like bro, like what have you been doing? And he's just like just like business stuff, like entrepreneurial stuff. Yeah, he kept going down though. He was gatekeeping, and then bro pops out with a Tesla one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yo, come downstairs. I go downstairs, and this guy pulls up in a Tesla. I was like, bro, what are you, like, what?
Dude, I forgot about that.
Yes, bro.
This kid's face when I pulled up in the Tesla.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, my mind was blown because, like, I've never seen a kid, like, I was close with, like, buy, like, a nicer car. And, like, I get in the car, I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? And, like, he finally explained what it was, instilled it in my mind. And then 2 days later, I was like, all right, bring me in. Like, I'm all in for this.
Yeah, Connor literally, like, 2 days later was like, I'm ready to fucking learn. And that's from there, that was like my first student. And like I did tell him like, hey, you know, it is going to be an investment. Yes, I could have given him all the information for free. But I genuinely didn't think that it would help him to the level.
Not at all. Not at all.
Like I remember telling him like, dude, like we could do it for free, but I promise you, like, investing into yourself, into learning the skills, like a fundamental part to the whole thing working. So I did actually charge him, funny enough, to give him all the information. And yeah, it was like 2 days later, and that's when I just started giving him everything that I knew and everything that I was learning. Do you want to touch it all on that, like the early logo days?
Investment itself?
Yeah, talk about the investment.
Yeah, so like the actual investment itself, like, brought out the price. I was like, damn, that's a lot of money. I checked my bank account. I was like, dude, this is everything. This is legit everything.
I was definitely like good. I was definitely like good, bro.
Bro, and then I just put that shit right down on the card, and I was like, fuck it, we gotta find a make it work. And I mean, like, it's funny, but like at the end of the day, like, if I never actually invested into myself, I would never be where I'm at right now. Because right when I invested in myself, I was like, damn, I have to find any way possible to make this happen, make the money back that I just spent on myself. And yeah, transitioning to the lock-in phase, I would like to call it.
The loco days,
the loco days, Airbnbs. Yeah, like, dude, I would hit this kid up almost every single day, and we would just be like, yo, let's go to loco. I want to drill right now. Like, I want to get better. So we would go to like a restaurant bar, sit at the bar, we're having a couple of drinks, and we just start drilling, just like role-playing sales. And like, I could just tell the people around us were looking at us like we were fucking retarded.
Psychopath.
Like idiots. Like, I remember some of the situations you would like throw at me. I was like trying not to laugh. He was like, yeah, like my girl does like OnlyFans management. And I'm just sitting there just like, like, believe it or not, like I've run into a little more odd people on actual sales calls.
You got to be ready for anything that's...
Yeah, like there's what, 8 billion people on this earth. There's been people in all walks of life, so you're gonna have to deal with everything.
Yeah, so we went through like a period of time, probably about like 2 whole months, where it was pretty much just him learning how high ticket sales is actually working, what it actually means to sell any PQ, what it actually means to sell high ticket and the psychology behind it, and then just drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling and practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing until we got to the point where we had ran it enough to where it's like, all right, dude, I know for a fact now that like if we place you on an opportunity and, you know, I get you connected to someone who's looking for a setter, looking for a closer, that you're actually going to be able to perform, which is when, you know, I'd rented out an Airbnb, and I told Connor, you know, come over, and that's when we got Connor on his first interview. Do you want to talk about that experience at all?
Yeah. So yeah, he got me connected with a guy named Shelton. Shelton's like one of my
Shout out
best.
Shelton.
Shout out Shelton.
Shout out
Shelton,
Shelton.
you were like
He come unk, bro.
you come on, like you were like my older brother that like I've never had. Like, love you, dude. But yeah, took a chance on me. Went through the interview process. Knew this is like my first opportunity. Took that chance on me, and finally got onboarded and started my journey in the high ticket sales space.
Yeah.
And not gonna lie, like it's been a journey. Like,
dude, we'll talk about like the valley of despair that you had as well.
oh yeah. Dude,
One thing I do want to touch on, dude, is that like Connor took the whole thing like so seriously. Like I remember seeing him when I literally remember exactly, he was sitting outside by the pool and he was on his computer when he was taking his your interview with Shelton. And I remember being like, this kid is actually like hungry. This kid is actually so fucking serious. So like, it only works, right, if you're like to that level of obsession and to that level of being serious. But yeah, he got onboarded. He got hired as a high ticket setter. And then the first like month and a half was just nothing.
Yeah,
Crickets.
Crickets. It was a cornfield. Like, I wasn't making shit. Went like a month and a half without getting paid.
Dude, talk about how that feels, because I like, you know, like that's hard.
It's very hard, very hard. Because yeah, like I spent a lot of money on myself, invested in myself, get the right skill set, and I just wasn't seeing the immediate returns like I've been so used to seeing, like working at the bar. Like, you work 5 hours and then you get your pay right there. And with this, like I put in, I would say, dude, like almost 1,000 hours of work.
Dude, a lot.
Just trying to get better. And then I finally get placed and I'm just not making money. I'm like, damn, was this like all this a waste? Like,
definitely having second thoughts, bro.
But then, you know, I just pushed through it.
I remember you called me one time. You called me like, he was like a month in and he was like, dude, like, you're like, dude, I don't know anymore. Like, I don't know if this is gonna work, or like, you know, just having second thoughts because he had.
Dude, I doubted myself for a while, dude.
Yeah.
Like a while.
And then that's when I told him, like, remember the photo I showed you?
Oh yeah, verbatim.
I'll pop it up.
Dumb meme. It's like the guy digging for diamonds, and then there's one guy that's just like, he's an idiot that just keeps on going. There's the other one, he's like looking all sad, just walking back the other way, but he's that close. And he sent that to me, and I was like, ball up top. And then like I listened to like one of our like top setters calls, copied everything he was saying on his calls, translated into my own language, and that's when I started closing my first deals.
I think, dude, it was like 2 days after I had showed you that photo.
Like not even, bro. I think it was like the day after.
The next
day after I put up like 4 sets up on the board, and 3 of them ended up closing.
Yeah, right after I showed him that picture, dude. Because I think that's all you needed in that moment, because you were just starting to overthink and starting to like fall into this void. And I showed him that picture, and literally the next day he closed it was like a 30K PIF.
Yeah.
So 1,500 commission the very next day. I need to hear like the feeling that you got.
Oh my God. The feeling was absolutely insane. Like, I literally see like document signed and then payment received, and I was just like, holy, dude, I literally jump up, like, dude, I felt like I was a character in like the Wolf of Wall Street. Like, it was actually insane.
I remember he called, you
FaceTimed
me right
I was like, let's fucking go, we just closed our first fucking deal. I was
like,
hyped.
no way.
I was so hyped.
And
oh
then
my God.
that's right from that moment, it was like
exponential growth.
Yeah, it was over.
But that was over. The proof of concept was there. I was like, yeah, this shit's real. Like, let's get to it. And like, honestly, like, that picture itself, maybe keep going, but like also half of it is just like pain from my own past just made me go for it. Like that stretch my life, it was like a little shaky, and I didn't want to let that overcome me. So I just became the bigger person in my life, knowing that I have control of the results I want, and it's all dictated to the actions I make right now. So I continue to go through with it, and here we are.
Dude, not enough people use like dark psychology to their advantage, and like your pains and your traumas and your deep and darkest secrets, and like you need to use that shit. Bro.
Yeah.
Like I use that shit. You use that shit. Whatever. If it's a girl that broke up with you, if you have fucking trauma from your family in the past, if you have a little sister, whatever it might be, like you have to use that shit to your advantage and channel that into something that can create real results.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're talking about, you know.
Mhm.
And that was, you know, so anyways, getting back to it, that was Connor's first commission, which was 1,500. And then I think how much did you make that month?
I think that month I brought home like 9K in commissions.
So it was literally from 0 to 9K.
Like 0 to 9K in 1 month. I like after that first deal, I just became in flow state after that.
So what did you start? Because you're still working at the bar at the moment.
Yeah.
Like while this is all happening,
Mm-hmm.
what are you like thinking, and what is your life starting to turn into? What is the reality that's coming to fruition?
Honestly, just like, dude, I'm gonna make this work, and I'm gonna become the man. Essentially, like as simple as that. Like I was working at the bar, started making more money with high ticket sales, and then I was continuously hitting like 9, like 10, like 8 within that range, like for the next like 2 or 3 months. And then right when like I doubled my salary from the bar 3 months in a row, that's when I decided to leave the bar job and just pursue this with it.
That's a hard thing to do too, dude, because
And like I feel like that's very good financial advice for anyone that's starting any side hustle, whether you're doing like Amazon FBA, ecom, trading, high ticket sales. It's like, yeah, you see all this stuff, it's about like going all in, but you have to be like smart about it. So I would say once you have the actual proof of concept and then you actually start making good, genuine money with this, with your side hustle for an extended amount of time, that's when you can go all in.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I tell all my students, like, do not quit your job until you're making just as much, if not more money from this or from whatever side hustle you might be doing,
Yeah.
because it's just, it's.
I didn't leave working at the bar until I hit 10K a month.
Yeah. And now, dude, you know, you flash forward a year later, and this is our reality.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I literally manifested living in here.
like, I don't think you guys
Understand how much I manifested living in this place.
just like the arc and the journey of this kid and of myself as well, and everyone else that has been along for the journey. It's absolutely surreal. There's no reason, bro, I think about it all the time. Like, there's no reason that we should be here. Like,
Not at all.
like that doesn't make sense.
Like
right?
everything just like, it was like a domino effect. Like one thing happened, another thing happened, another thing happened, and just like, it just keeps going.
Yeah, dude. And it's just yeah, this has been a long awaited video. I've been meaning to make this, and then we just kind of made it off rip. But would you have any words of advice for someone who wants to start high ticket sales or is thinking about high ticket sales that you would give?
It's not for the weak-minded, 100%. Like it's like in sales, it's you against you. So your skills, your effort, that's gonna dictate your results. And like me, granted up, like I played like a 1v1 sport. I wrestled my whole life, so I was a little used to it, which helped me out. But you gotta be willing to put up with a roller coaster.
Facts.
Yeah, it's legit a roller coaster. There's gonna be highs where you're gonna feel like you're the man. There's gonna be lows where you feel like absolute shit. Like in that 2 months where I wasn't making any money, I was like, damn, like I suck.
Yeah, dude.
But you have to be willing to go through those mental battles, those mental struggles, and also learn how to overcome them. Because if you never overcome them, like, things aren't gonna play out in your favor.
It's so true, dude. They're like, I think what creates like a good sales rep versus a sales rep who's maybe makes a little bit of money and then is out is like your ability to remain stoic through the high of the highs and the low of the lows. Because exactly what Connor just said is like, there are going to be months where it's just like, dude, you hit a 20K month and you are on a fucking high roller coaster, and then 2 weeks later you haven't made a single dollar.
Yeah,
and it's like
quarter four.
Yeah, that Q4, dude. I remember that, and that will happen, right? But it's like, do you have the mental fortitude to be able to smash through that? If you do, awesome, you'll get rewarded for it. If not, it's not for you. What about someone who's on the fence about starting high ticket sales? who's on the fence about starting or building a life that they want to. Because like that was me for a little bit. Like I knew I wanted, and it was probably you for a little bit too. So what would you say for the person who's like watching this, who's like on the fence, really wants to do this thing, really wants to accomplish something big, whether it's with high ticket sales or with day trading or drop shipping, but is like on the fence, doesn't know if they're going to commit, doesn't know if they're not?
Well, I mean, I'm not here to like convince anyone to do anything, but just from my own perspective, like I could have just stayed working down at the bar. Like it was safe, stable, but I couldn't live the rest of my life knowing I could have built something great.
Mm.
But I was just too afraid to take a risk and make it happen.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Like I couldn't live my whole life and regret that like I could be this top dog.
Look where we are now. Fuck crazy.
But yeah, it's just like if you want to get something you've never had, you're gonna have to do some shit that you've never done, and that means not taking the safe route. And I know a lot of you guys watching this are maybe on the younger side, and your parents are just like, no, like all that stuff's like a scam. It's like they don't get it, and they also want you to take the safe route because your parents always want to keep you safe. Like my parents, I'm sure your parents never really understood what you were doing until you started making more money with it.
Yeah.
Because they always want you to take the safe route because they care for it.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane, you guys. It's go out there and do something great.
Yeah. Go out there and change your life.
Connor, bro.
Day
Cut
one
the
right
video there. This is gonna be a banger, bro.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested at all
Oh, yes.
in high ticket sales, I do have a free training. I don't push anyone to go and do that. It's just there. If you want to use it, I'll leave it as the first link in the description. Other than that, we're going to wrap up this video here. Connor's taking a call. This guy's grinding.